What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Tower Defense Tuesday. This one has been a long time in the making, and for those that have been around the channel for a long time, you know that this is actually the game that started my channel. Now, why I've never featured it on a Tower Defense Tuesday video, I just can't tell you, as this is a go-to action defense game if that is the genre that you're into, and if you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance it might be. And this is, of course, Orcs Must Die 2. Now, this is one case in a in a sequel to a game where the second version is actually, in my opinion, a little bit better than the original. Now, the original Orcs Must Die is without a doubt a masterpiece, and Orcs Must Die 2 takes it one step further into just one of the absolute best action tower defense games ever made. Now, I do say that, I put this game up on a pedestal as it is just such an absolutely wonderful game. Now, Orcs Must Die 2, of course, is from Robot Entertainment. It released July 30th, 2012. So this one has been around for quite some time. If you have yet to play it yet, or if you maybe wanted to look at Orcs Must Die 2, knowing that in 2020 we are going to be getting Orcs Must Die 3, this is a game that you're going to want to check it out. Now, it is October. We're going to have some Steam sales upcoming in the future, and this is a game that regularly goes on sale. You're going to be able to pick it up during this year's Steam holiday sales for extremely cheap. Now, the game has been out for a long time, and there was lots of DLC that came out with it. The entire complete pack for Orcs Must Die 2 that includes all of the DLC as well is $24.99 at regular full price. Now, at that regular full price, in my opinion, this is a ridiculous bargain, as you can get just hours and hours and hours of enjoyment out of this game. Now, this is not a game that you can compare to like Dungeon Defenders in the replay value aspect, as you're just not going to go those thousands of hours into it. However, a high scoring junkie or someone who really embraces the scoring system in Orcs Must Die 2, like myself, I put 1,000 hours into the game, and to me, 1,000 hours in any video game is a milestone that shows that that is just a quality game. Now, as I mentioned, you can get the entire package for $24.99 on Steam. This is PC only. However, it does go on sale all the time at steep discounts, and a game that was released in 2012, you're going to be able to pick this up for just a few dollars during any of the Steam major sales. You definitely want to add this one to your wish list and keep an eye on it. Now, there is a link down in the description to Orcs Must Die 2 on Steam, and then also another link to any information we might have upcoming about 2020's Orcs Must Die 3. So let's hop on in and get into the gameplay. Now, there are two characters that you can play. You've got the War Mage and the Sorceress. Now, for this video, I am going to be using the Sorceress. Each of these heroes do have their own personal set. So there's a weapon that is just for the Sorceress, there's a trap that's just for the Sorceress, and vice versa. Actually, the War Mage's weapon, the crossbow, can be used by the Sorceress as well. Now, hopping into the gameplay, we see all of these skulls listed. Now, the objective when you're going through each map is to 5-skull the map. 5-skulling the map means that you are able to complete all of the available challenges to get the maximum amount of difficulty completed on that particular map. Now, skulls are also the currency that's earned throughout the game. Now, not the per match currency, but the overall currency that you collect on that account. Now, that is how you level up your War Mage or Sorceress and unlock additional traps, weapons, trinkets, and some different costumes and vanity items. Now, you can just end up earning thousands of skulls if you keep playing. As you see, I've still got 2,700 skulls left, and I've got everything in the spellbook completely unlocked. Now, looking through the game modes, there's the regular story mode. Each of the modes do come on War Mage, which is the normal difficulty, Apprentice mode, which is an easy mode that most of you probably won't be interested in. I do suggest starting right off on War Mage difficulty, which is, like I said, the normal mode. And then there's Nightmare mode, which Nightmare mode, of course, steps it up a notch with some increased challenges through the enemies that are on the map and with just the build cycle. Now, getting back to the game modes themselves, there's the story mode, then there is an endless mode, and the endless mode is exactly that. It's a survival mode that you go as long as you can. There will be an end to it. There are a few maps where you can use the physics of the map to continue to win and push this further. However, every single wave, the enemies will scale up in difficulty, and endless mode is quite fun in Orcs Must Die 2. Then we've got the classic mode. The classic mode is a lot of the favorite Orcs Must Die 1 maps that were brought back into Orcs Must Die 2. This was actually a free DLC for anyone who owned the original game. So if you don't own the original game, you won't get access to the classic maps. There is a weekly challenge that's on a rotating schedule. This changes every week, and that's just an automated system. So even though the game is from 2012, the weekly challenges still do rotate for anyone that's just playing the game now. Then there was 3 major content DLCs. We've got the Fire and Water DLC, the Family Ties DLC, and the Are We There Yeti DLC. Each one of these DLCs brought their own selection of maps, both available on War Mage difficulty and then in Nightmare as well. Now, you've got the Family Ties DLC as well, and then the Are We There Yeti DLC. As you look here, I have yet to even go in and earn all these skulls, as these, of course, did come later. By the time these DLCs were released, I was 100% addicted to Endless Mode, and really played Endless Mode primarily. But we're going to jump into one of the story mode maps here to kind of show off the gameplay and a little feel for the game. Let's go to the Passages, as this is just a big, beautiful map. Now, one of the ridiculously fun aspects of Orcs Must Die 2 is the pathing, as you do get to path mobs. As most of you that know and have heard me rant and rave about various things in tower defense games, one thing to me that I feel is a huge benefit to any tower defense game is adding in the ability to path those enemies. Now, as you see here, hit B to choose your defenses, so we're going to take a look through some of the available weapons and traps. Now, let's see, we've got a crossbow already selected. I think I'll go with the Stone Staff, which is another weapon. You see, its primary attack hits multiple enemies, as this one does pierce, and then its secondary attack, or right-click, is going to be to turn an enemy to stone and petrify that enemy. Now, besides just using weapons, there are also quite a few trinkets available. There's trinkets such as the Jar of Josts, the Jar of Ghosts. One of these days I'll learn to pronounce that. And this is going to fear enemies. There's things like the Guardian Trinket, where if you're using Guardians, it's going to allow these to regen health. Guardians are like minions. We've got the Dwarfs, we've got Archers, we've got Paladins. This, of course, goes hand in hand if you like to use Guardians. We've got the Teleportation Ring, which will place teleportation markers that you can then teleport back to. We've got Flame Bracers that, as you see, throws fireballs, summons a flame wall, just lots and lots of awesome trinkets. There's also some defensive trinkets, such as the Healing Trinket, which it's going to passively slowly allow you to regenerate health, and if you pop the trinket, it's going to fully heal you and any of your allies. Let's see, what trinkets do we want? There's a Scavenger Trinket that will increase the amount of gold that drops, and it will allow enemies to drop more coins. Now, coins are the resource that's going to be used in the map to allow you to build your various traps. Now, of course, the more coins you have, the more traps you're able to use, and coins are also going to be earned through a combo system, which we'll get into in just a moment. But let's see, which trinket do we want to take? Let's bring something that just whoops some butt. So we'll go with the Ring of Lightning here. So we'll be able to chain lightning some enemies and summon a lightning storm. That will be very nice. And then take a look through the traps. We got the floor spike trap, which I think that's going to be definitely something we want in the loadout. Let's see, here's a pounder. That's a ceiling trap. Smashes enemies and then resets. I like the sound of that. We've got an acid sprayer, so we can spray those baddies down with some acid, which is also going to slow the enemies. Bringing along a grinder. Enough said, all is good with the grinder, no doubt about it. Let's see, we got a floor scorcher here, flips up and burns groups of enemies. A floor scorcher will be a nice little addition. We've got our barricades. Barricades will have to be bringing along as well. Now, a barricade is exactly what you'd think. It is something to block the path, and this is how we're going to path the enemies around. See, then we've got web spinners, which is a wall trap. It does no damage, but it does spray webs on enemies, which is going to slow them down. Let's see, what do we want for our last spot? We've got Brimstone, which is a good item. That's throwing a little bit of lava brimstone on the ground that's going to burn enemies and put a dot on them as they go through, and that is a trap that will recharge. You know what, let's go ahead and bring the brimstone along as well. And then if we look up top, we're going to see the enemies that we're going to be fighting through this map. So we're going to have light orcs, medium orcs, kobold sappers. As most of you are familiar with, kobold sappers are kobold sappers. Now, these are not the forced slavery sappers that we have, or the kobolds that we have in Dungeon Defenders. These are ones that are very happy to be doing what they're doing, and as you see, these little demonic guys will rush in and wreck your stuff. Then we got heavy orcs. We're going to have some earth elementals rolling in, some crossbow orcs, gnoll hunters, kobold runners, ogres, and trolls. So very, very nice to see. Now, we see here the trolls are vulnerable to lightning and fire, and we just so happen to have a little lightning and a little fire with us. That is good stuff. Ogres takes lots of punishment and counts for 5 rift points. Now, we've got our deck ready. We can go ahead and start building. As we see, we have our rift here in the back. This is the area that we're going to protect. And then we see those familiar little squigglies heading off to that area. This is telling us where the enemies are coming from. If you look on the minimap, you do see the minimap is lit up as well, letting us know that this is the gate where enemies will be coming from through this first wave. So let's go ahead and start a little maze right here, and we'll build up some defense and see what we can do. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a combo system in the game, which is really crucial to the gameplay. Now, the combo system is going to make it so that the more effects you have on an enemy, whether it be the damage of a trap, the bleed effect that's put on by a trap, any sort of slow, the more effects you have on the enemy, these will combo together, and the higher the combo, or when an orc dies, the more effects that it is under, the higher the score you're going to get, the higher coins you're going to earn, and then of course you're going to be able to do even more traps. Now let's see, let's get an acid sprayer right there. And then we can actually go with, say, a web spinner here, and that's going to give us a nice few combos starting off. Let's go ahead and extend this one more further. We'll go with some more spikes, that's nice and cheap. And we've only got 500 left, so let's put in one of those pounders up top as well. And now we've got the start to a nice little maze. Let's go ahead and see how it goes here. Wonderful soundtrack in the game as well. There are only a few songs, so it will get tiring towards the end. However, if you like it, it just never gets old. And here we go, our first little group of orcs. Now, one of the big draws to this game, and I'm actually not even featuring it in this video, which I really should be, is there is an incredible physics system, which will allow you to throw these orcs around to combo up into as many defenses as possible. And this physics system that's put in the game is absolutely amazing, as it just adds tons and tons of gameplay, as you can create just some ridiculous little mousetraps to bounce these orcs all over the place to jack your score on up. These guys are making the push, that is for sure here. I didn't even use my lightning. Now we've got 10 seconds here, the next wave is coming, and we've got another entrance unlocking. Oh, it's on. Now, this entrance, I believe these enemies are still going to... They're not going to path upstairs, I don't think. Let's see. Are they going to path upstairs? Oh, they are pathing upstairs. So let's see if we can't get this blocked off right away. In fact, I'm just going to have to just... I don't have enough to block it all off. Wow, I just did not plan ahead here. So we're going to have to kill these guys. And actually just hope that we don't lose all our rift points here. This is ugly, ugly, ugly. That is for sure. Good lord, it has been too long. I don't remember the waves anymore. So we're losing some rift points here. You see they're ticking down. You know, we started off this map with 30, so we're not going to lose, but we are going to lose one of those skulls, as the last skull means you must have perfect rift points. Now these are all a mess, and if I remember correctly, you actually only need, or no, you need 3 to block these. Now here come the sappers, and as you would expect, they are not afraid to blow up our walls, or us. So let's make sure we get a little damage in up front on these guys. Let's go ahead and continue to build out here, as we're going to have some real problems if not. They actually took out that front barricade. They didn't get it all the way down, and I can't repair it mid-wave. Ooh, they're going to take it out, aren't they? Yeah, they did. Let's get another one. Let's go ahead. Oop, I don't have enough coins to put this next one up here quite yet. I think we'll be able to hold out, though. You see, this is 12 waves, so this is wave 3 of 12 here. I'm going to have to just muscle through these guys, I believe. Get that storm going here. Not quite enough for another barricade yet, but there we go. Now we're at a go break is what it's commonly referred to in the game, and that is we're on the 4th wave. We get a little break here to go through, reanalyze our setup, and get anything squared away. Now, you all that know me know that I have a real problem with symmetry in games, and if my stuff is just not symmetrical and looking nice, the OCD kicks in. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this up just a little bit here. And let's see, we need to fix this mess. And then we want to expand this area out. As you see, I've got 3,400 more coins, and that's going to allow for some more building. So let's see, we still want to keep these combos going. So let's alternate on the ceiling tiles. We'll go with a web spinner and then a pounder to make sure that we're getting all the combos in that we can. Over here, this wall space, we can go with an acid sprayer, as it will spray over into this area. So we're making sure we're in great shape there as well. Now, what else do we want to do here? Well, we've got 1,400 left, so I think the obvious is going to be just to go ahead and continue it out, and we will path these guys back and forth all the way through until we're all finished up. So what I'll do now is go ahead and jump forward to a future wave, once I get this area built up a little bit, and we can see exactly what kind of awesome defense setup we end up with after we have several waves worth of coin here. Alright, and here we are in the wave 9 to 10 go break. Now, I want to go ahead and get this all fine-tuned a little bit more. So we're going to take advantage of our combo system, and let's get some varying sources of damage down in here. So why don't we go with a floor scorcher, say, right there. Let's see, we'll go with more brimstone here. And we'll go with another floor scorcher, say, right there. You know what? Actually, right across the back here, let's double them up. And we'll go with, let's just go with another brimstone there. Now, if we take a look around, I did some various things out here. The little kobold sappers, of course, are going to come in and blow up my walls. So I put some brimstone out front to hopefully blow those up. And in addition to that, I put in a little bit of a kobold sapper trap. Got 2 of them up top. Now, when we take a look, originally I blocked off at the bottom of the stairs here. I got rid of those barricades and moved them up top. So now we've got barricades up top, and it only takes 2 instead of 3, of course, to block each individual side. That keeps any of the bads from going up these stairs and up and around. Now, with this in mind, these barricades are now the closest to the entrances, meaning that when the kobolds come up, they are going to want to go to these barricades to blow them up. Now, I've got some grinders in on the walls here to remedy those situations, and I could take that one step further by going with, say, a little bit of brimstone there, and maybe even a little bit of brimstone here, and that is going to guarantee that those kobold sappers don't get through to my walls. Now, if we take a look at the main kill box area here, what else could we do? Well, we could get a little slow in up front, as that is going to shoot all the way out 3 tiles, so it will cover all the enemies coming in. And basically, we just want to stack as much damage as we can inside here, and I think all that we're missing is a whole lot of pounding for the last resort to make sure these enemies do get smashed. Now let's go ahead and check out wave number 10 and see how it works now that we have everything all mazed up for these baddies to have to run completely through. Now here we go, we do have sappers coming. They should run up top. Yep, they're going to run up top. And as you see, they are getting blown up by that brimstone. None of them even made it through to the grinder. So that is a good thing there. And then let's just go ahead and bait them on up directly into our main kill box opening. Now, the pathing that's available in Orcs Must Die 2 is just something that, as I mentioned before, it takes it to the next level as far as adding your own individual strategy to each particular map, as it's endless possibilities with the way that you can path the mobs around, create the little mouse traps, do whatever you want to do to kill the orcs in the most creative way possible. So that is really one of the big draws to the Orcs Must Die series. I'm really hoping they're able to capture that in Orcs Must Die 3, and I'm sure that they will. So that is going to do it for this episode of Tower Defense Tuesday. So a little Orcs Must Die 2 action. If you don't have Orcs Must Die 2 now and you are a PC player, I strongly encourage that you add it to your wish list and check it out once these items go on sale in the upcoming holiday sales on Steam. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button and please subscribe to the channel, and I will be back soon with more fun action tower defense right here. Thanks again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.